Don't know better than the Friamotwam. Nefriamotwam. I play to Spanium Ninjingum. My Ninjingum.
And so against. And so against. Obiakuma. And so against. And so against. Obiakuma.
Again, Obin Strumwell. Obiakuma, Tio, Odan, Miama, dear Washino.
No be.
The sea no be to me so poor. Odan, Obiama, Odan, Miama, dear Washino. No day, no be. Again, Obin Strumwell. Obiakuma, Tio, Odan, Miama, dear Washino.
No be.
The sea no be to me so poor. Odan, Obiama, Odan, Miama, dear Washino. No day, no be. Count through more.
And so.
And she will, my dear, go work out your boy.
And so.
Why you no be dear? Cecilia, no be a Jimmy, boss, why no be a count through more.
And so.
And she will, my dear, go work out your boy.
And so.
Why you no be dear? Cecilia, no be a Jimmy, boss, why no be a redeem me who you know about. Or don't know anything. Or don't fancy when you're me for. Or don't see me the look.
Oh hi bunny. Oh hi bunny. Oh hi bunny.
If you see money, baby, yeah. My boy, man, no, yeah, but my yeah, and it's so me now, so I have you. Or don't you say, I'm coming. Oh, Jamia, mommy, watch me. I'm a Macoria boss, and my soul was a sea so quiet. Look, baby, to me so poor. A damn old young befa, or down me a money, a machine, no day, no be. Counts through more.
And so.
And she wore my dear go.
NFM Radio, Emudaho. NFM Radio. NFM Radio. NFM Radio. NFM Radio, Emudaho. Minia, see fire will burn you. I want NFM Radio. Jumedia Mansa Musa ede bro. Ejwa da kopem memne da. Enumre non song. Ekopem non do. Listen to Fire Will Burn You on NFM Radio with Mansa Musa Monday to Saturday, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Minia, see Fire Will Burn You. I want NFM Radio. Jumedia Mansa Musa ede bro. Ejwa da kopem memne da. Enumre non song. Ekopem non do. NFM Radio, Emudaho. Listen to Fire Will Burn You on NFM Radio with Mansa Musa Monday to Saturday, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. fire will burn you. NFM Radio. Jumedi Mansa Musa ede bro. Ejuada kopem memneda. Enumre non song. Ekopem non do.
Hello, welcome to the show. NFM Radio with Mansa Musa here. This evening, I am ready to rock and roll. I don't know about you, but I'm quite sure you're also ready to work and roll. Tonight, Friday, it is a Friday, beautiful Friday. That is, I say beautiful because where I am, as the Americans used to say, where I am at, this part of London is beautiful, during the sunshine days, when the sun is shining and no rains and everything. You see, give the local, the local lasses, give them any chance and they will remove everything and display everything. And so, this afternoon on the bus, three very, very, very pretty young ladies joined, just jump on the bus. Got on the bus and you see that really they wanted to just cause mayhem. They wanted to cause confusion among the adult, adult population on the bus. It was a serious issue, The occasion was frantic, very pretty young girls in their teens, provocatively dressed to entice, to provoke Mansa Musa. Anyway, Akwabasa wafina webia in static ranty menstru. Tonight, all going well or all being well, we will invite Mr. Setekbe. He was the finance minister during the Mahama administration, to come and explain to us, make sense of what is happening in Ghana. Actually, I want to know why, after all the taxes and everything, the powers at IMF and the rest of the world don't want to help Ghana. I don't know what we've done wrong or what we are still doing wrong. So Mr. Setekbe, he knows how to crunch the figures and understand these things. So we'll get him here tonight to come and explain. The other issue I want to talk about is road safety in Ghana. Recent times, apparently, the spate of road accidents is somehow abating or somehow diminishing, or let's say the accident, the rate and the speed of it, I won't say quantity, but the intensity of the accidents that happens in Ghana. Anytime one accident happens, it's like lots of people will lose their lives. But at least now it happens once every month or every 2 months or every 3 months, unlike previously. So I will ask a representative from the road transport something in Ghana. Ask them what they are getting right or what they are doing. How has it affected road safety? We will share ideas because this, as for road safety, it has nothing to do with partisan politics. The only thing it has to do with partisan politics is when the government, the party in power, is not enacting the correct rules or the policies. For instance, if they are not building enough roads, quality roads, with street or road markings, proper road markings, and the proper electronics to guide drivers. So a lady by name Pearl something. I will get the full name. And in the course of this program, we'll try and find out what is going on in Ghana. Meanwhile, you are welcome to just barge in to say hello to me. You can say anything you want to say here. If you want to say happy Easter Friday or Good Friday, happy Good Friday, I understand. Christopher, happy Easter Friday. It is the holidays that I like, but as for the Friday of it, it is that everybody and his or her God. If you are worshiping in your heart properly and your mind, you are okay. But if it's all about looking for money and lying to people, tricking people to trust or believe you that you can speak to God, and that sometimes you see these video clips on Facebook or other places, humans pretending they have just gone to meet God. I haven't seen anyone who has actually gone to meet God and has come back to say it. According to historians, it doesn't happen. But some church elders or church leaders, some pastors in Ghana claim they had a session with some angels and God representatives and the rest. The other time I saw one of these video clips where the pastor had tried, or he did succeeded in waking a dead person. That's very strange, isn't it? The pastor actually, was able to command a dead person to wake up from his death. But it's all part of the show, you see what I mean? Tonight, yes, we'll talk about these things. Then we'll talk about the pure Ghana economy, Kufuor's way of politicking or his governance. Kufuor doesn't care when people say, look, you put a lot of familiar faces or, party members in very, you put your party members in sensitive areas in the country. These sensitive institutions is not good for, confidence or trust. And Kufuor doesn't care at all. He's going around commissioning a football field built by his bodyguard. Can you imagine in Ghana, a bodyguard who had nothing all of a sudden has so much money to build a hospital, and the same bodyguard has built a playing field. The president goes to commission it without asking the bodyguard how much is your pay. But that is Ghana for you. Let's take one or two of our adverts, and we'll be back.
Say dear, yenam top connect so e mani sika de bagana if we yasia fana nyina yenchia kapre. Ane aye free. Top connect amasika mani ayem rekra. Ye hu hia ne se wo be download with Top Connect app no e Play Store. Diama wo Android phone. Ana se wo use iPhone so a ko Apple Store na download the Top Connect. Aye simple kra. Top Connect wa manda radio num so wo Europe, North America and Asia. Wo mane wo dofu sika fa Top Connect so a aye ntem na emre na mawa hoto so sese die sika manu di foforo kra any top connect so we yan chechemu bia for top connect our +442 081 6155 and a +442 081 761 600 +447 882 950 088 and nasa
Abusia, let me go straight to the point. We will find wada. Once you attack and send business, so you work as here. Come air conditioner, and also dumb air conditioning, and send up more cases. No crane say, one funny papa, madam, installation now, Mountia. With everything called enterprise, air conditioning installation at the Mawa, Udamo, a Rubia, Okanu, a woman, you. Never cold room, it's a cold stores, and a Bavia, you didn't see, I was saying, you know, everything called enterprise. Ever a nice one at your Mawa, a Rubia, no, but you medicadica. You install central air conditioning, split air conditioning, car air conditioning, never solar panels also. You want a nice Edimowa, or you be a busu straight, not to your body will fee. So, what do you say? And our gas in a sense, say you'll come with the Anafia dear, and our coast store dear. Nina, you had a very nice and quick, but we will be a yet the amount. Most of more bridge, I'm obviously dying, my canoe, and open to me, I'm afraid you can lie with so. Yeah, install air conditioning, Nibiamamu. Frank +44 7508 650279. Oh, wager, adjacent Ghana Fire Service. Wow, France 0544 489 343 and 0302 906 276. Your website, you know, everythingcode.org. And I send you email kjamwako@yahoo.co.uk. Everything Code Enterprise. Air conditioning, master, no.
NFM Radio, Emudaho. NFM Radio, Emudaho. Minia, see fire will burn you. I want NFM Radio. Jumedia Mansa Musa ede bro. Ejwada kopem memneda. Enumre song. Ekopem non do. Listen to Fire Will Burn You on NFM Radio with Mansa Musa Monday to Saturday, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Wana mutane NDC da ke United Kingdom da Ireland chapter ina roƙon ku har wa yau ku vote ku ba chairman Akwa shi kada ne wanda in Allah ya yarda ya win ya zama chairman zai kawo welfare program da zai taimaka muku ya taimaka ma party mu. Daga cikin wannan welfare program dukkan member da ke neman taimako lokacin da ya shiga cikin masuwa abin da ya kama daga 50 pounds zuwa 400 pounds welfare program na ya tabbatar a baka a taimaka maka in Allah ya maka dalili ka biya wannan kudi. Bayan haka kuma dukkan memba da ke neman wani taimako sha'anin batun takardun shi ko wurin zama ya ajiye manya da lauyoyi da kowane lokaci kake neman advice ko kake neman wani lawyer da zai taimaka maka akan batun sha'anin zamanka a ƙasar United Kingdom shi kuma su bi bayan ka su taimaka maka su saya maka ka biya wani abu kadan da yake in ka je waje zaka doki lawyer ba da ka same shi haka nan ba. Muna roƙonka member NDC da ke United Kingdom ko Ireland in lokacin vote ya kai ka vote ka ba Chairman Akwa shi kare ne wanda yake zai taimaka ma party mu a lokacin da muke ciki. Wannan shine sanarwa ko wannan shine abin da muke roko ku taimaka mishi Allah kuma ya taimaka mu duka gaba daya Allah ba mu nasara. Mun gode muku da kuka saurare mu. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
National Democratic Congress NDC no nyam for mani member mo UK ni Ireland chapter no ya yetienie na so say beto aba every chapter chairman fofo ya hwede chinene mum no koto on so nyam for Dr. Joe Ajimai the restoration man the father say every party no enim kai odi amonyese makotile yie ne we to the gwesi wa ofoma soro nkoso oni mu adwumade de e fa ne hotitiro na esine nan so nwade bebre no de egu akwemu a obeye de amaye bi ni se o sigina ye esiko no dwumade bia be kire party office na odisika £3 empemenum na ato ase eye £5,000 o santre mabuo ni mama honso £1,000 na ebe show mu dwumade mu kina na esigina ye don so a mechire afoforo omobetro omudin abeka party ne ho de omombra kura o omo se beka omudin card ententem so na atwe adom abeka ye ho
Ye bosume mi ensebia nso. Party mu mpanimfu a oni dwumadi ebe show mu nsebia no. Obeto safro o matena se. Na de ye de show mu nsa no o mebu ho aponta mako. Why the bebre na no be ya mayo. Onia se kwatre kwose be ma wontuma. Bisanidi. Ye de ye nemidi. Ni Dr. Joe Ajimai, the restoration man. Tapa chairman ana. Yantumano.
President Nanado, your friend Matheson, Sunyana Namiwo. Makotna awonum Holland, ako Sam in Fifure. Sikaka kre minya yeno. Mediaba mia me maimu, Ghana. Diababe to registered bank, AJN bank. President Nanado, Uber TV so bekatre Ghana for se. JN bank anye ne jumaye, tiwaje bank ne licenses no. With the customers nisika bemomo. 3 years muni mensanka emisika. Sika kakre ka ye no so 550 million. Media kwa to commercial bank. Na medi minse commercial bank de medi misika koto ho a e save. President Nanado enam IMF bosiana wo kwa ko boninti. Osimi misika 550 million na odi akwa ko ye adwuma nya interest wo so no. Once the Quran umfa mame. Misika trene no so. Ose umfa mame. Just 2024. Na sika no interest ketuwa no a menya no. Obema me mu 5%. Menya adwuma wo Ghana. Mintimi so enko Holland se me koye adwuma. Mimfi akọ animu kakra. Kwan ben so na mefa so a me ne meyire ne memma yibedidi. Mr. President, mesrɛ se me ma se me be street carefree ho. Mia mi sika makosam infifre enya no. Mesrɛ se obema mensa aka. Obi bia obi tie saa me audio me recording yi bi no. Mesrɛ se mo de beto mo platform so. Ebetimi afa so ma President Nanado nensa aka. Wenyama se mi bi etie. Ghana mpanyinfo mesrɛ mo so se mo ne President Nanado be kasa ama me. Medamase.
Good morning, President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Ano pay mi bano boko. Midin the ASP retired Franklin Nati. Mesun Ghana ewo police mu 24 plus years. Na mi gratuity a mensan kano milito bond 2 years aka 1 year this year September aye 2023 na mi bond no amateur wo adwina wo de ba ye say wakoboka ana wa bugana abofom enti me brama bre sika medi to bond no commercial bank no onfa mame we enye amroba ena ebe chimiji misika o oman panyi a ya to abama no se onhwe yeso emra wo fru plane 18,000 pounds an hour nkrofo kachre wanted. Emra wo fa so many ministers say omunu na oni omu betumi aye adwuma. Nkrofo kachre wanted. Ene your incompetence inti me bre amabre. Me disika yedi tua me ka say gratuity. Me fa hwe me ho so no. Usi wafa. This is 2033. Se mi manum na upese omumbe jisika na minana no mo a minim. President, wani diemu Israel. Unuana ni bank edi enim eji loans no. Mfaso a wanya no Israel. Mano fa nsa mfaso no. ekutu sika no me sika no mfa mame nanado utrimu ye den papa obi a maye juma Ghana mra kyerɛ sɛ 24 years plus no yentua meka as a retired officer no usi wuntua meka me nya 60 years ye nanado misra mi bisa wo. Have you been a civil servant in Ghana before? Have you worked as a civil servant? Please. Nanado. Mimpese. Mbe kasatiao. Mimpese mbe dumi usu eni ubusiya debi. Midi yao esreo. Tise na Mr. Matheson. Efri sunyani esreo no. Jai misika mami. Midin the ASP Franklin Kwesi Nate. Me tome bon wo commercial bank. It was Accra North branch. Please, I beg you, in the name of God, don't touch my money. Don't touch my money. Don't touch my money. Anybody who receives this, please, send it to as many platforms for Nana Adodanko Akufo-Addo to see, to hear, and to see. Or his cousin Ken Oforiatta should hear. Please, 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 Nanado, I'm not supposed to beg you, because when you were begging that you should be tried, I remember traveling from Kumasi to Kofroduya to vote for you 2016, thinking you are bringing something on board. I regretted it. I have regretted all my life. Some friends told me, "Anka unya accident or question na uya." Well, Nanado, please, whoever received this message, forward it to as many platforms. Let Nanado hear me and ensure I have my money. Thank you.
What's name wacha? Manage 2 years. Says here the fear be 2 years. I want them. What's name? What's name 2 years? We are 2 years account. Says here no. Sir, then someone has said per se. Open single room. Says here no put 600. Put 500. Put 700, 800. You're dying. Says here agent for age 100 CDs for viewing fee, and I say 80 Ghana for viewing fee. Just show you the room. Says here if you are for beer, the Omodayam agent for Uchia 9,600. Also Uchia agent 900, 600, 900 and almost 1,000 CDs. Why? Says here you to the end day. Why? Like why? What? Like why? Hey, like it's serious. Say, Matsna demo 2 years. I'm paying 8,000. Now I'm supposed to pay 9,600. And you're taking the 2 years. You take 1 year and put. Because you see, me 6 months in 1 year. Say there we hear Juma me feara. Uba boa no busumi pay at the amount. Say 600 or say 700. You have to eat only small one a pay because a whole month no pay. And see back on one bed. Ume should be you. Ume should be you or my one penny for Munka once a machine. Na youth for the year brenna ye kum anyhow. A direct in tea ye betting pointino. Uba come ye kum. Bobe koma ye kunti youth nti ye bra no muhu edan sem kunye adai how Ghana ye ble papa adai and the fear walk in encourage me patro me pedai mod because who agent agent viewing fees or do cut set them or bet you 80 CDs and now say 100 CDs. And then dance so man dying who could have 600. Oh, yeah, single room in name. Or do 2 years, 600 CDs, 2 years. Because of that, into the old thing with that or no person or two. Now or do a for a show on what 600, what 500. That they would turn into a person who 2 years. At the moon come shame my say you to the year bread. Ye only a bet to a bone, ye ask me to a back. I made your main influence in crop for a
My dear friends and brothers and sisters, people say that John Mahama is a nice man. Oh yes, he may be a nice man, but he's a nice man who you give the economy. Very soon you cannot get teacher training allowance. You cannot get nursing training allowance. You cannot pay your children's school fees. You cannot get a job to do. Agriculture will be declining. Electricity prices will be going up. Is this the sort of nice man we want? He may be a nice man, but he's an incompetent nice man. When it comes to the economy, we have to say the truth may be bitter, but he is an incompetent nice man. The presidency is not for nice men or women. The presidency is for doers, people who can make things happen.
Right, fire will burn you, show. But if you treat fire with caution, if you treat fire properly, and if you make fire your servant, then of course fire won't burn you, fire will serve you. So I tell everybody who would like to listen, who want to listen to me, my advice is that whenever you are dealing with fire, make sure fire is your servant. Don't make fire your governor. Otherwise, soon fire will become your enemy. You are listening to Mansa Musa. This program is coming to you from the NFM Radio portal, and we are being sponsored by Top Connect money people. They send money to Ghana for you if you want to send money, what we call remittance. So they are the remittance specialists. Then, of course, the everything cold people, that's their name, everything cold. So their name and what they do, it tells you straight away. They are, refrigerator, what do you call it, engineers, air conditioning engineers, cold room, cold store, that sort of thing, right? And also, they do solar panels. So if you want to install solar panels on your flat, your house here in UK or in Ghana, you contact this Everything Cold people, and they will sort it out for you. Tonight we continue our series asking what is happening in Ghana to the Ghana economy. We all know that the economy is flatlining at the moment. Nothing to uphold or to joy about. Everything is, as they say, in a canvasa. But then Akufo-Addo is going around and commissioning things like his own bodyguard who had nothing. Within 6 years, this man has acquired so much money. He has built, I don't know, they say it's a $2 million hospital or something. And he has built a football field. And, the question is, if you are a bodyguard to a president, how much are you paid? Or is it the businesses that he's doing? What business is that? And, we got to ask, because the point is, still, elections must be fought, not on the blind side of corruption or fighting corruption. It shouldn't be that now people are quiet about corruption and that, politicians will just, fly through, or they will just walk through unnoticed. Ghana politics, we still have to deal with the question of politics, how we minimize corruption. The corruption issue, how we're going to minimize it, is very important. So if you are employed as a bodyguard to a president, surely if you are all of a sudden you've got so much money, Ghanaians have every right to ask. It's not fair for people, to have lost their lives, perished, died because of maybe some mistakes. All in the name of cleaning up the system. All in the name of, bringing Ghanaians and their conscience onto matters relating to, decency in public life. So after all these years, if people have, acquired so much wealth, the source of which cannot be explained, ladies and gentlemen, it is a question that needs to be answered. So the corruption matter or the corruption issue is still there. All these presidential aspirants or people who want to be flag bearers going round, especially the ones from the NPP side, who are going round and not saying anything about what is happening now. They are not even talking about the economy. If it is good, then you can tell Ghanaians you will continue. But if it's bad, why is everyone quiet? Not, at least coming out with some suggestions as to what he or she would do if given that, power or given that chance to lead the country. So when it comes to question of corruption, when it comes to the economy, it is, as they say, intertwined, it's joined. A country that is corrupt, a country that, has its majority or almost everybody in the country doing underhand things, not being straightforward with anybody. In a country where police people, policeman, or a fellow citizen want to join the police, he or she has to pay bribe. For the women, sometimes they have to sleep their way through to get that job. Someone wants to join the immigration or customs group, he has to pay money or sleep their way to get a job. Same applies to the army, the police, and the rest of it. When a country is like this, there's no way that, anything successful can be achieved in that country. Today, I received a call from a colleague, a friend in Ghana, asking me about something. And the things he was asking me about, I asked him, but you in Ghana, you should be able to do it. He said, no, Mansa Musa, one kasabra anabehe. Now wait here. Very simple issue, very simple thing that we take for granted over here in Europe. It is sad. This guy, when was here, had this, what do we call it, the functioning NHS system that works, that is in UK, the functioning NHS system. So he had these medicines and medications for high blood pressure and the rest. Now he's going to Ghana, he has regretted completely. So I have to try and get some, the ones that I'm taking, he's taking the same thing and send it to him. For him, for the duration that he will spend in Ghana, then he will come back and reinstate his, the, what do we call it, the prescriptions. Because what happened is the prescription was actually being sent to his house here in London, and for some reason somebody alerted the NHS people that the fellow doesn't live here anymore. So in the end, my colleague had to ring and say, oh, he has just traveled to Ghana for some few weeks. And so, well, they had to stop issuing those medicines. Because, well, he was on, on benefits, so he was getting it free. If he was paying for it, then of course they will continue. So, you see, simple medication. And he said, if you are lucky, you will get the same type in Ghana to buy. But the possibility of them, the ones you buy not being exact what it is, the possibility that they are all fake, or some imitational ones, the possibility that you'll be taking poisons instead of medicines. So my German friend just called me and pleaded with me. I have to send him some few packs of, the medicines that I'm taking so that he will survive. Luckily, because Ghana is very hot and the heat, it burns a lot of, it takes a lot of energy out of you. It burns a lot, you get a lot of sweat and everything. So he's not feeling the high blood pressure effects too much. Otherwise, you see, the story I'm telling you here, just for the sake of what we call ramipril and some medicine, some tablets, you will just die. So the country, when it is governed, and the governance is such that everyone is actually doing anything they want. Everywhere you go, you got to pay some money or pay some bribe. Everywhere, everything. Like I've said, in a country that a young fellow want to join the army, want to join the police, the Navy, the Air Force, want to join the other state institutions of uniform, and that is the customs and excise department, or the immigration department, or the fire brigade, that sort of thing. These people have to pay money. After paying money to do your test or something, exams, you still have to pay money to somebody so that they will put your name in there. So you become a policeman, a custom officer, or immigration officer, and surely no one will expect someone who has paid bribe to get a job to be, mindful of his responsibilities, and that he would do his work diligently, and will not collect bribes. You see where we are at, as the Americans will say. So the point is, corruption has permeated every aspect of Ghanaian life. And it looks as if even top politicians are shying away from this subject. I haven't heard Mahama speak about how his anti-corruption team will do. I haven't heard that much. And I'm worried. Anybody, any Ghanaian who wants to be the president next should be able to inform and assure the citizens that, look, it is not a matter of promising you something and stop short not doing it. I will promise that whatever ways and means we will use within the law, within the rules, within the legalities, to minimize, to bring down corruption, to bring it down, so that, the culture will start to develop, the culture will change, the tradition, how we now, everything you want, you have to add extra money for the bribes. And the annoying thing is, you see, the irony is that those who have been in, say, London, lived in the UK, other parts of UK, Edinburgh and the Telford and the Milton Keynes and other places, they go back to Ghana and they are either afraid or ashamed to express disgust if someone should ask them to pay bribe. They will also, even sometimes gleefully and willingly pay to show off that they have come with dollars or pounds so they can pay bribes. Until we change that culture, because you see, the reason I'm preaching this is that for those who live here in this diaspora, in Europe and the rest, when there's not too much corruption in the system, it makes life easier or simpler. I didn't say it makes life easier. I say easier. Because everything. In fact, yesterday or 3 days ago, I received a letter from the NHS. I've forgotten some tests that I had to do. I had to go to one of these big hospitals. I've forgotten completely. They sent me a text message. I had forgotten the date, so I didn't turn up. And they sent me another text to say, oh, you didn't turn up, so we have rearranged the next appointment. They've rearranged the appointment. Now I've kept it somewhere that my alarm will actually prompt me a day to the appointment. You see, where the tradition, the culture does not allow or require people to pay bribe for everything, life becomes easier. When it is your time to go for eye check or tooth check, or you go for blood check, or you go to, anything, especially things to do with public services. When it is time, they write to you, they ring you, they text you, whatever it is, they try to get you. Not because someone sitting behind their desk is expecting you to give them £10 or £100 or no. It is just a duty that they have to take care of citizens. So until I will continue to say that we have a leader who will preach vehemently, seriously, who will not be shy to talk like, to actually build things and promote industries and everything like Osajefo, but also speak and talk like Jerry Rawlings, to say that we don't have to be corrupt. Corruption makes life difficult for everybody. Look, for those of you who have money and think you can pay your way out, still corruption makes life difficult. Because any simple thing that someone will have to take telephone and say, oh, Mansa Musa, don't forget that Friday, next week, Monday is your appointment to come and check your eyes or something. Or some medication. Where shall we send it? Because that medication you've paid through your taxes already. You don't have to go to a counter somewhere to give somebody 5 CDs or 20 CDs or 100 CDs for them to tell you that, oh, you have an appointment or something. until we are ready to remove the corruption culture, especially the what I term the petty corruption. Here in Europe, America, and the rest, there's no petty corruption. What there is the mega, huge, maybe corruption at the higher echelons, top. But that they do it in such a way. But if you are caught, if you get caught or something, you go to jail. But there isn't petty corruption. And the petty corruption I'm talking about, look, in this country, yeah, the only time I felt or I saw petty corruption was those days before the digitalization of road tax. You know the road tax, they put the disc that you put on your car mirror, the windscreen. Those days it was manual. You do it at the post office. And obviously we had Nigerians, Pakistanis, and some few Indians working at the post office. They found a way to collect some money and do a tax, without the required other documents. When the government got to know this, they've worked their way through, and it now is eliminated. The petty tax. The other time I encountered petty corruption in UK, that was about 2005 or I've forgotten thereabout. I just got out of my car, entered a shop quickly. I came and a traffic warden was recording and ready to put the penalty notice on my car windscreen. Then I got closer. I was straight away. I knew it's from my brother from the other side, from Alata. And I go, man, Nigerian. Oh, brother, I nearly put the ticket. Make you just find something now. Like I go do some breakfast. I was surprised. So my own black man, he requested £5. I gave him £5 so that he won't put the ticket on my windscreen. It is very rare to encounter petty, what we call it, petty corruption here in UK. I don't say it doesn't exist. It exists. Mostly it exists between we the blacks, like somebody looking for government accommodation, special accommodation, the council flats. Then somebody say, Minimobi. Before you go through, the Obino, either a Ghanaian or Nigerian, who is at the offices, and he would like to collect money from you and fix your name ahead of the queue. You see? So it is the petty corruption that is destroying our country. The corruption that a policeman sees that your car, something dangerous as a worn-out tire. The wheel is completely worn out. It's a danger to life to everybody. That the police should see the car and say, hey, this car is not going anywhere. Or, that the police come close to you and smell alcohol on you. It's a serious issue. The police shouldn't take some 50 cedis or 20 cedis and say, go, drive carefully, go. The brake lights are not okay. Brake lights are not working. If the brake is working, usually the police will warn you. Even here, they will warn you that your brake light isn't working, so you better go and do. Because if the brake light isn't working, you create confusion, or it is a danger to any vehicle following you. So that one they warn you. I've encountered that before. I was driving on a mini motorway. That is the A406, A road or A street or whatever. And all of a sudden I saw the police car with the blue light flashing. And anyone who's been trained to drive in Europe, in UK, in Ghana, they don't tell you this. The moment you see a police car flashing blue, either it's a police car or maybe even an ambulance, you got to find the nearest convenient place to park or stop. So the nearest convenience place, I stopped. The police came to my car and they said, look, your brake, does it work? I said, yes. He said, well, your lights are not showing, so be careful. And straight away, I drove straight away. Me, myself, I went to buy the bulbs and fix it. I know how to fix brake lights. So I fixed it. You see, there is no they didn't hustle me or harass me to make me pay them something before they leave me. The petty corruption is what is killing our people. And it's all from the top. You see, when you have a president, governance that they themselves are amassing wealth so much, so they don't care. And they've left everyone, especially the people within their ranks, to also amass wealth. So corruption cannot be checked in Ghana until we have somebody who wants to prove himself clean and start with the argument, the campaign, and explain that, look, whatever it takes for us to fight corruption, we are going to do it. The moment we can stop that culture of you yourself being ready to pay a police officer, to pay immigration officer, put something in an envelope for somebody working at the passport office. People are ready quickly to do that. Until we remove that culture, our countries cannot move forward. And to be able to do that, the leadership will have to convince the citizens. Leadership will have to convince, they have to do something for citizens to say, hey, now open way upon a see any kokoti. So why is it? When in UK or in Europe or elsewhere, America, if you are the top boss of something, any crime, any offense that can, affect, or any offense that ordinary person, can be caught with or charged with, any offense, you the big man, the same. And so, gradually, it goes into the whole system. It permeates into the society. Society gets to know that, hey, we are with the obedemu. Hey, police for we can be here, we are down with the obeko. That kind of culture, until we do that. For now, it's a joke. It is sad. Like I said from the beginning, corruption, the culture, it makes lives difficult. Those of you in UK, you understand this. That if the moment, I remember the very time I got my documents, my stay, the regularization of my status, I remember the lawyer who helped me, Mr. Sharma, India man. He said, from now on, you don't have to look behind your, you look behind your shoulder or something. He said, yeah, you don't have to look around, always hiding. And also, you have joined the mainstream. Anything that has to be enjoyed or benefited from the government or by, anything, you are also included. He told me all these things. Those days I was young and agile, and so I didn't, register very much, until I grew up. We are getting on, we are getting old, so now you got to go to the hospital, this and that and that and that. You see that there's a system. It's built on some trust, on some belief that when you are in need of something, and when you actually, okay, thank you, I see. When you are in need of something, and you have to be given, or you have to have certain services, there is no way that you are not going to be given. You see, there is no way that you wouldn't get it. It's as simple as that. 0208 123 5911 and 07876 251 261. Call me and I will seriously let you speak. For those of you asking for link, Facebook and YouTube, I do usually send you the link or links, but I want you to learn to navigate as well. You see, if you go to Facebook, on your Facebook, just type NFM Radio, two separate where, the abbreviation, then radio, NFM Radio. Then you can navigate to get access on Facebook. Then on YouTube, all what you got to do is to type New Face Media. New Face Media, one word. All New Face, as in human face. New Face Media, that's all. Then you navigate. You see, it's easier than always expecting a link. If it's a Zoom or something, a special link for the program every day, then of course you got a link. But this is on Facebook, and we've got a name, NFM Radio on Facebook, and New Face Media on YouTube. Kindly do that. You're the gentleman in USA who just asked. Do that. Let me know if you're able to, access it. If not, I'll send you the link anyway. Yeah, like I said, tonight we'll try and get Mr. Setekwe. He was okay, thank you. He was the finance minister in during Mahama's time, and he's the type. I mean, those guys, they know what they are talking. You see what I mean? So I will try and get him later in this show to explain or to tell us what's going on. The reason why IMF, the reason why IMF people are not playing ball, that they are not, helping Ghana at the moment, in spite of the heavy burden of taxations that we've had, we've put on Ghanaians, in spite of all the taxes and then more, as they say. So, okay, thank you. So, for me, I don't understand. Some are saying that the IMF people don't trust our current crop of politicians. The government at the moment is not trusted. But then if they don't trust the government, then we are in trouble. Because the point is, politics is such that IMF wouldn't straight away, blame the Kufuor government in simple terms or in fine words. No, they won't do it. And at the same time, they being quiet, not playing ball, not giving us anything, it's making Ghanaians suffer. Because we've been told that the IMF needed certain actions taken by the government in order for them to shift some part of the $3 billion. The $3 billion we've heard Akufo-Addo and his people want in a bulk. They want everything given to them in one bulk. I think the IMF, they know better. For that one, even if the IMF gave that amount all in bulk, I think they themselves will find themselves to blame, because if they give the money to Akufo-Addo, $3 billion, and the money gets squandered, then in future, I think we have to support some, all over again, Achampo Yentua, because we know that monies that comes to Akufo-Addo and his people, most of it are not used for the intended purposes. So there we are. And it say, okay. Someone who speaks for the Ghana Road Safety Association, their PRO, in fact, he had just sent me a message that she's sitting in traffic, even though she's got enough credit in the phone. It won't be appropriate to have that serious conversation. So I should bear with till she gets home. The question, yes, if and when Setekwe comes, yes, people, you will be allowed to phone in to ask questions. So your question is answered. It goes on, it says, culture of corruption in Ghana has changed. Recently, it is rather the taker that demands it. I think I don't agree with you because it has always been like that. The taker have always demanded it. The taker, how many times would you hear somebody say, oh, I had the old choir, so we got 200 cities, I have 1,000, so the taker has already demanded it. The problem is, what, the culture we are talking about is that the giver has now almost officially, formally accepted the role. And that is the problem. Because, you see, previously, the difference between now and then, those days, we had corruption, people were taking bribes left, right, and center. But the difference between that time and now is that in those days, the taker is a bit afraid. The taker is a bit wary. Hey, who is going to give me this money? I should be careful or something. And the taker, maybe 2 or 3 people, they will share or something. But now, the giver is willing, ever ready. And that is the culture which is wrong. It is bad. It is bad. That, petty corruption, that culture doesn't exist in UK. That you are going to look for a job. Look, here, your only bribe is that you are good at what you do, and you can convince an interviewer that you are good. You see, people sometimes complain about racism and the rest. Look, in the 90s all the way to this day, I've been interviewed by a black person once. But most of the jobs I look for, I got it. Most of the jobs, the ones I didn't get, those who got it were better than me. It's as simple as that. You yourself, you feel it. You get to know that, look, somebody presented something better. Look, at one job that I got, what got me that job is some simple thing I said. I sat at an interview, almost everything finished, and that time is like late 90s into the 2000s. At that time, this sort of paternity leave, maternity leave, and the woman emancipation, and men and women are the same. They weren't as strong in the circumstance like it is today. So this one of the directors asked, so have you finished with your paternity leave, or you are about to go to paternity? So I answered it the way it is, truthfully and honestly. I said, oh, sir, at my age, now I'm hitting blanks because I've done all my job already and they are all grown up. So as for paternity leave, unfortunately, I won't have some. Oh, I see. Then they laughed and we finished the interview. Later on, my line manager said that my response, that saved me, that got me the job. Because it was a thing of my document, my CV, my certificate, almost the same as somebody who is a Pakistani, who is from Sri Lanka, and who is a British, English fellow, white fellow. But I was appealing, and the confidence maybe is the military background, something, and also then when I said, oh, as for paternity, forget it, because I've gone past that, I don't do that again. They laughed, but that saved me the job, because quietly, and they can't just say, oh, we don't want to employ people who in 6 months' time say, oh, I have to go for paternity leave. They didn't want to say, they couldn't say that. But if they had somebody who has already declared that he hasn't got any paternity leave to content with, then that is good. You see, so here, you don't expect, look, anytime this country, even in UK, you have to give bribe to do a job or something, then it is the fellow is a Ghanaian or Nigerian, or maybe some other Africans. Only time. Even sometimes, look, I have not seen even look, if Ahrimni is a boss, sometimes they are even happy that you, an African, you qualify for something and they are the boss and you are coming. That is what they will be, that will push them maybe to give you the job. But not that they want to collect bribes. Because the culture isn't here. The culture isn't here. That culture, it is prevalent in Africa, in West Africa, in Kenya, in Uganda, all those places. Those poor blacks, it's just say, your tradition, your culture say, obi hiamwa, say, onuni pakrone ma obi biansa wo di mwana mano. Now forget about say, mwampo, obi here say, obi, you kind of saying entitled. Someone is entitled for something. Most of the times, especially our elderly folks who might not be very conversant with this, what you call computer systems of today. Just to go and do some formulation, to go and put paper on some forms, to fill some forms here and there. Someone who is paid to actually sit people down, look on the computer and say, oh, this is what you do, this is what you do, print out the paper, he said, this is what you have to answer, now finish and sign it. That person, if you go to Ghana, will be required, he will make you aware that you got to pay something. And like I said, the previous time, in my day, in the 80s, and when with Kalabule and the rest, it was that, the taker is a bit afraid, and you, the giver, you are not ready to give. That was the time. But now the taker is very bold and the giver is ready to give. So petty corruption is flourishing. Then after that, you come to the main big corruption at the top. The top, even between our top government officials and let's say some foreign business entities. Most of these business entities, some contract or some sort of arrangement that they won't do in their country. Let's say a French person, a French man, a French citizen, a British citizen, a Dutch citizen, a Swiss citizen, a German citizen, doing business, official business in Africa. Some arrangement that they dare not even enter into or do in their own countries. In Africa, they've come to understand, you have to grease some hands, the officials. And sometimes it goes all the way to the presidency. And go for a small commercial, we'll be back.
Let me go straight to the point. We will find wada. Once you attack and send be says so, your work is here. Come air conditioner, and also dumb air conditioning, and said that more can no crane say. One funny papa and installation now, Mountia. With everything called enterprise, air conditioning installation at the Mawa, Odamo, a Rubia, Okanu, a never cold room, it's a cold stores, and a Bavia, you didn't see, I was saying, everything called enterprise. We had a nice one at your Mawa, a Rubia, no, but you were Dika. You install central air conditioning, split air conditioning, car air conditioning, never solar panels, also. You want a nice Eddie Mawa, or you be a busu straight, not to your body will fee. So, what do you say? And our gas in a son, say you'll come with the Anafia, dear, and our coast store, dear. Nina, you had a very nice and quick, but we will be a yet the amount. Musa more bridge, Bobby sit down, make canoe, and open to me for you. Can lie with so nearby install air conditioning Ibiamamu. Frank class 447508650279. Wager adjacent Ghana Fire Service. Wow, France 0544489343 and 0302906276. Your website everythingcode.org and I'll send you email kjamwako@yahoo.co.uk. Everything called enterprise, air conditioning, master, no.
say dear yenam top connect so emani sika de bagana if we wiase afa na nyina yenchia kapre ane aye free top connect amasika manie ayemrekra ye wohia ne se wo be download with top connect app no e wo play store dia ma wo android phone ana se wo use iphone so a ko apple store na download the top connect aye simple kra top connect wa man be bro aduonum so wo Europe North America and Asia wo mane wo dofo sika fa top connect so a aye ntem na emre na ma wa hoto so nso sese die sika manie di foforo kra any top connect so we hia nchechemu bia for top connect our +442 081 6155 and a +442 081 761 600 +447 882 950 088 and nasa hwehwe top connect our barefoot interfidie nyina so top connect fasika mane wa dofo asumdie mu a unchia kapre top connect yensu ye die nie.
You are welcome back. If you have just tuned in, then thank you for coming to NFM Radio and joining us on this program, Fire Will Burn You. And we are talking about Ghana's economy and why, after the taxes and everything, after what I call the seizure of other people's monies, the pensioners, pensioners, people, the bonds and the rest, Mattison and Franklin Nate, they've all complained. All this has happened. And Kufuor will tell you that he has friends in Paris. He has already joined the Paris Club, the French government, the British government, the German government, American government. Kufuor has been to China and back, I think, 2 or 3 times. And still, the IMF is not playing ball. So my question that tonight, as when we get hold of Mr. Setekpe, we will ask him what is going on, his explanation, or what he thinks is happening. But for now, my own rant and my monologue is on the culture of, the corruption culture. I'm speaking. I'm saying this because corruption happens everywhere on this planet, right? But the way it is in Ghana, in West Africa, in Africa, where now it is, it has become a way of doing things, a way of getting through life or getting on in life. And nobody should tell you that, oh, if it is the way and everyone is doing it, that means it's good. No, it isn't. I will tell you for free that when corruption, especially what I call the petty corruption, they pay 500 cities here, 100 cities there, or give 10 cities here and that, those kind of things. If we minimize it, it makes life itself easier. You know, it makes life easier. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it makes life easy. I'm saying it makes it easier. Because when you know that, for instance, yesterday, they called me from hospital that I forgot to attend certain checks and, things that will give me longevity. They're looking after you, trying to make sure no dangerous disease will attack you or something, illness. And I had forgotten about it. I couldn't attend. So they rang me first before today. I've seen the letter. They have rescheduled it. The English will say they have rescheduled it. Americans say scheduled. Somewhere America for. You see, I didn't have to go and beg and pay. Oh, give somebody 20 pounds or 10 pounds here and there. If you didn't have that 20 pounds, 10 pounds, then what do? You see how, less corruption in the system makes life easier. So my monologue, my mantra, my few comments, what I want to say is, even now, those people going on the MPP side, the NDC side, I haven't heard anyone, talk seriously about corruption and how they are going to fight it. Seriously. It looks as though now, even to talk about corruption has become a taboo. People are ashamed. People who are going around, they want to be president, they are ashamed or something. They don't want to talk about the corruption, what corruption is doing to society. Simple things, simple things. Simple things. A friend called me, he said his medication, that he was getting it here in UK, now it's in Ghana. Now even he has to pay for it, but the way it is, the fellow who is going to bring those medicines, he is going to steal it. I think he works in a department, in a hospital or some pharmacy or something like that. So you give him money for him to steal that, medicines for him. So my friend actually, he will have to spend a bit of time in Ghana. He said, look, I know you take the same, what do we call it, high blood pressure suppressant, medicine, Ramipri. You are taking the same thing. So I know your dosage is the same thing I take. If you have some, so I had to send 2 packets to him today. Because in Ghana, everything you got to pay for. And to pay for, it's not paying officially to get things done. No. You pay through somebody back door. And whether you are going to get the right thing or not, only God knows. Everything is not in order. I'm planning to speak to the public relations officer for the road safety campaign, something in Ghana. The last time she gave me a signal that she was driving and she's in traffic, so we'll wait if we get her. But you see, the reason I brought this is that in Ghana, me, Mansa Musa, if I'm driving, I'm afraid. If I'm being driven, I'm still afraid. Because a way of driving here in UK, we take it for granted. Even when there is no zebra crossing, I got out of the bus where there is no zebra crossing. I stepped right into the road. The very first car which saw me, he slowed down completely. The driver didn't shout to fuck because he is driving a car. No, the driver slowed. Because driving here in the UK, maybe America, I've not driven in America before, but UK, it's all about safety. Nothing but safety. Sometimes when you go around in town, you see that they have made some roads smaller and, created pedestrian walking, pavements and bicycles and everything. Now, in fact, since I stopped driving, I can see that driving is a bit slow in UK, in London. But it's all about safety. I'm trying to get that lady to see if we can have sense of what is happening. Because to be fair to them, I think the road incidents of road accidents have minimized. I think that has gone down a little bit. Touch wood, maybe. But maybe I'm lying too. So when I get that woman, we will ask her one or two questions. My favorite caller, Yusuf, is on the line. Hello, Yusuf.
NFM Radio. Yeah. Good evening, all listeners, and good evening, Mansa Musa. Yeah, I saw you posted something online that you'll be interviewing the ex-cabinet minister during your mama's time. Honorable Secretary, is he there?
No, he hasn't arrived yet.
Okay. All right. So I just heard you. I came on. I heard you talking about the roads and all that. Yeah. So I've got something to contribute regarding the fiscal policies, monetary policies, and the type of economics that the current government and the type of economics that they've been using, which has led to us not being able to reach where we are. Whereas if we look back, it's not long ago. We have countries that were just even poorer than Ghana, and they've taken off. So, for example, Singapore and other countries, Malaysia, China, and all of them. In the 70s, they were nowhere. They were nothing. So does it mean that, the type of economic system or model that our leaders were using wasn't good, and they have to relook into things and adopt and make reforms, to adopt, for example, the SME, which we spoke about, which you are aware of it, So I will leave it for Honorable Tegwe to come and let's see what he has to say. We want to know. He was in the cabinet. He was a cabinet minister. What sort of economics were they using? Because to be honest, Minister of Finance, for example, they're in charge of government finance, fiscal policy, and financial regulations. Whereas we have the central bank, which is the Bank of Ghana, all of them working together, for the best of the economy. And still, we end up, to all this miserable economic decay, which has affected Ghana, and hence the situation in which we are in now. So I will Musa, will leave it for the ex-cabinet minister to come and then talk to us, and let's see what he has to say.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much for your call. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Right. So, also Pafao Debra. Exactly at 9 p.m. here in the UK. That will be 8 p.m. in Ghana, and I suppose it's going to be 4 p.m. in Eastern America. That is Eastern time. That's New York and Washington, those places. Hopefully, we will get Mr. Setekwe to come and talk to us regarding. Okay, thank you. Regarding what is going on in Ghana at the moment, and I mean, when I say that, I mean the lack of activity or progress. lack of progress lack of progress between our government and the IMF. There is nothing happening at all. And everyone will tell you that it is not good enough for